What a week, my gorgeous Pisces. What a week this is actually going to be. Listen to me very carefully. Not only from the beginning of this week, you are literally going to step into your own power. And how is this going to happen? And what do I even mean by this? Let me tell you and let me explain, my gorgeous Piscelini. First of all, at the beginning of this week, you are going to have a really beautiful and rather powerful moment. Why? Because you're gonna realize that something got back to you, something will get back to you, but this, what will get back to you, it's pretty much so to do with the really positive, amazingly positive karma you've actually created. So in the first place, in order to have this back at you in such a way, like, oh my God, because I do know what this week it's actually going to trigger within you, and it's all going to start happening because what are you going to become aware of? To start with, at the beginning of this week, there is some kind of a good which is going to get back to you. But as I said, this in itself is going to be really important to you, but it's a lot to do with something personal, something really, really personal to you. Okay, so this in itself, it's going to make you feel really, really good, because that means that you are going to have this news, this information, this message, which you are going to absolutely love. And that in itself, it's really kind of going to, this is why I say that you're going to step into your own power. Why? Because this realization, this situation, it's gonna trigger something within you. You're going to open your eyes and you are gonna have such a wonderful and rather unexpected, waking moment here. And this in itself means that you are going to make an important compromise, So this in itself is going to give you strength to make an important compromise. And this is all going to happen completely spontaneously. Why? Because what you're going to become aware of in the first place is going to put you in such a good mood. And that's why I'm saying that you're going to step into your own power. This is going to put you in a good mood. And there is something additional which is going to happen also. And that in itself, it's pretty much a realization. Something additional is going to happen, which is going to kind of make you realize exactly that you need to hurry up with something really, really specific. That you need to hurry up, my gorgeous Piscelini, with something really, really specific. So all this is going to happen completely spontaneously, and you are going to realize that you're going to need to make an important compromise. And it's to do with something that pretty much so you were thinking about quite a lot within the last couple of weeks, I would say, or so. But something was just like kind of making you feel really scared every single time when you realize that you are going to need to make an important compromise. And this in itself, something was just like kind of, oh my God, I'm not too sure. Something was making you feel really scared. And this is in itself, it's going to be such a brilliant achievement when it comes to you. This in itself, it's going to be a brilliant achievement. That's exactly how this is going to actually feel, because it's to do with some particular compromise that you're going to make, that you're going to need to make, that you have to make, that you must make at this stage of your life, because otherwise you're not going to move on. But it's to do with something that you find like a very, very hard to actually let go of. And this is why this has been so difficult. So now this all kind of helped you, to stand up for yourself. And you really have to be completely honest with yourself. You need to understand, my gorgeous Piscelini, that you are going to be thinking about this specific path. You are going to be thinking about this specific path. And I need to tell you this, the path may not be completely clear here, but your intuition is going to light the way one step at a time. And this is exactly what's happening here right now. Absolutely brilliant in so many different ways. So the bottom line is, my gorgeous Piscelini, you are most importantly, most certainly are going to need to make this compromise compromise. But I don't need to tell you, you need to make a compromise. Just remember, all this is going to happen completely spontaneously. And one thing is literally going to lead towards another. And this is why this is going to be so, so, so brilliant. You're going to be protected in so many different ways. My gorgeous Piscelinids, you know how you're going to feel throughout this week. You're going to feel like somebody is around you. You're going to feel like somebody's like guiding you. You're going to feel like some kind of a presence throughout this week. But this presence is going to feel so, so, so good. My God, it's going to be, this presence is not going to kind of make you feel scared. In fact, it's going to do completely opposite. It's going to be re-energizing you like throughout this week. Very, very important indeed, especially when there is when we are going through this particular time in our lives, when there is going to be quite a lot to actually think about, and all this is going to lead towards a really, really important decision which you are indeed going to make by the end of this week. A very, very important decision, my gorgeous Piscelini, you are going to make right at the end of the week. And this is really important because this decision that you're going to make, it's going to be based on a very, very interesting opportunity you're going to become aware of. And that particular interesting opportunity that you're going to become aware of, it's going to be important because it's going to come from somebody who is very consistent in your life, from somebody who tells you some kind of news every now and then, and from somebody who you can trust to, from somebody who is very, very consistent, in your life. You're going to find out about some kind of opportunity which is going to be so significant, especially when it comes to the natural next step that you're going to need to make after this moment in time. Oh my goodness, okay? And also, my gorgeous Piscelini, what else I was actually going to say? You know that also right at the beginning of this week, there is a bit more which is going to be going on. There is a bit more which is going to be happening. At the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Piscelini, you're also going to have such a lovely surprise. And this surprise which you are going to have has got nothing to do with what I've actually said so far. So you are, after that moment in time, maybe 1 or 2 days after, you're actually going to have a really, really nice surprise. And this nice surprise that you are going to have, really pretty much so, it's going to give you a chance. This nice surprise, it's more about the actual chance that you're actually going to have. So this big surprise that you're going to have, it's bringing you this important chance, my gorgeous Piscelini. And you are going to feel like, oh my God, like good luck is most certainly on my side. Good luck is most certainly on my side. This is exactly how you're actually going to feel. But then as soon as you become aware of that good luck is on your side, you're so smart, my gorgeous Piscelini, you're so intelligent, you're so clever. And because you are kind of thinking in the right way, you're extremely spiritual. So as soon as you become aware of the fact, this is how you're going to feel like, I am definitely having some kind of a good luck, since I'm having some kind of a chance that, this chance is basically going to be based on the idea which you've had recently. So this important surprise is going to come in the form of a chance, and it's based on this idea which you've had recently. And this idea is to do with something that inspired you so much, but this is and it's also to do with something that made you kind of instantly curious as well. Again, I don't need to tell you what this is, because you are most certainly, my gorgeous Pisces, going to be reminded of this, oh my goodness. So this basically surprise is going to be this surprise is going to come in a form of a chance which you are going to have, and that chance is going to be connected to this idea which you've had recently, and it's to do with something that inspired you immediately, but it's to do with something that made you feel instantly curious. You have no idea how important this idea is. You have no idea how important this idea is, my gorgeous Piscelini. Yes, I know I'm saying this over and over again, but it's just so important because you're gonna kind of literally spread your wings after this point and fly. This idea is just so important again at the time of a personal evolution you're actually going through. And this idea, it's also going to be so important when it comes to your personal life and when it comes to your social lives. You know, this is really, really brilliant, because it's also going to start bringing so much happiness into your life as well. So it's not something that you should avoid whatsoever, okay? There is a reason why you became so inspired about something. There is a reason why you became instantly curious about something. There is a reason why you were holding on to this idea, and there is a reason for it, like why this idea makes you feel alive again, because this idea, it's going to be so important, because within the next 5 or 6 weeks, oh my God, you are not only gonna start doing things you've never done before, but you're also going to start tapping into untapped potential. And this in itself, it's like incredibly important, because this is to do with elements of your life on your spiritual journey that you should never ever avoid. Because if it's to do with things that you're passionate about, then this is something that most certainly and most importantly, my gorgeous Piscelini, you should be doing. Absolutely brilliant. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Piscelini, you know that somebody very close to you, very important to you, like a family member or friend or somebody who is very close to you, it's going to suggest something to you, and it's really going to surprise you. What a brilliant idea this is going to be. So please, 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 this idea that somebody is going to suggest you, it's also a lot to do with an ongoing problem that has been on your mind, and it has been draining your energy. And that particular problem is also connected to something that has been delayed in your life for quite a lot now, and you have found yourself becoming rather frustrated. Please do not ignore that suggestion that this person is going to tell you, and it's going to be a brilliant suggestion, absolutely fantastic, but it's really going to surprise you, not because that particular suggestion is coming from that particular person, because it's to do with somebody who is very intelligent and very clever anyway, but it's going to surprise you because, you know, it's a lot to do with synchronicity and synchronicities in your life, because they're going to be a couple of interesting signs which you are going to have before that happens as well. So you will know that you were most certainly intuitively guided, but then again, elements of this are going to be on your mind, and then that person is going to mention this to you, and most importantly, most certainly, this is going to be one of the greatest signs ever that you should really take seriously what this person is actually going to suggest you. Just remember, it's to do with something that was speeded up. It's to do with something that was slowed down, and now at this stage of your life, you just became like a little bit frustrated. So this is why this is going to be brilliant for you indeed. But also, my gorgeous Piscelini, you know what I really like. What I really like, what do I like? I don't know what do I like. What I really like, my gorgeous Piscelini, is basically also when it comes to the actual, at around the midweek, you are going to have such a significant life experience. Like, oh my God, baby, at around the midweek, you are going to have a really, really significant life experience. I'm sorry, but this is the beginning of a very important transformation, and I'm sorry, but there are gonna be like a pretty much so important changes that you are gonna need to make, because this significant life experience which you are going to have, it's also gonna be, it's a lot to do with like a powerful and pretty much so unexpected revelation which you are going to find really, really beneficial, because that particular revelation is going to help you to break free. You to break free. And this is why this is going to be so important indeed. And also, my gorgeous Piscelini, at around the midweek, it is about, I like this. I like this. I like it. The end of a situation that is going to bring relief as well into your life, and this in itself means that, now, the midweek is also going to mark the stage where pretty much so is to do with the end of the situation. That is going to bring you relief, thank God. And that means that it's a lot about the opportunity for new happiness. This is really, really important indeed. And that means that on one hand, you are going to release a huge amount of pain. You are going to release a huge amount of pain, my gorgeous Piscelini. You know what? I'm not being funny. Please don't get me wrong here. But I think that you overcame some kind of a depression. You overcame some kind of a depression because, there were certain things that were happening in your life within the last 2 or 3 years. But there is something that really affected you. And I think I'm going back to about even up to 4 years ago. Within the last 4 years, there was a really terrible change that took over, and it affected you more than you could have possibly imagined. And you were really struggling with certain things, and and things like that. So this is going to be a remarkable time when it comes to your own breakthrough, to be quite honest. So you're not only releasing pain here when it comes to the end of some kind of situation, hallelujah, baby, a sad and dark situation. You're not only releasing a huge amount of pain, but you need to understand that you just overcame some kind of depression, and now you're just basically going to start feeling very, very optimistic. And you will know that when it comes to something really specific in your life, you will know that the worst is most certainly over. And this has caused so many conflicts in your life, and arguments, negativity, but also it was making you feel like you're unable to cope. It was making you feel like you're unable to cope with things that you should be floating on freely, like there is no tomorrow, basically. So there is going to be a really, really peaceful resolution you're going to have, which is going to allow you to move on. Absolutely brilliant. But you are going to need to kind of sort something out with somebody specific. An important conversation is gonna pretty much going to happen. And this important, serious conversation is to do with the end of some kind of a conflict at the same time. But then on another hand, you are going to find an important solution to your problem. But on another hand, you're also going to take control of your life. This is important because now this was making you to kind of be fearful of kind of change, and it was making you indecisive also on top of all those things that I said, and you've just felt restricted. This was really, really restricting you, and therefore you had some kind of lack of activity because of all this. So that's why this, my gorgeous Piscelini, is going to be ever so important. By the time you get to the last part of this week, I absolutely love this. I'm not being funny, but your hard work is going to start paying off. Your hard work is going to start paying off right at around the end of this week. And that is so important, because when it comes to your hard work start to paying off, at the same time, what you need to understand that there is when it comes to your hard work start paying off, this of course, you have to understand that this in itself, it's now means that what exactly made you feel like this? What exactly have you been putting your energy towards? What exactly you consider this hard work to be? You need to understand that this in itself, it's really going to, there are certain things to be revealed at the same time as well here. And that in itself means that you're also going to discover your truth. When I say that you are going to discover your truth, now this is important. I'm just going to go back now. At the end of the week, your hard work is going to pay off. this is now really important for you to understand that this is connected to your this is connected to your destiny. And now at the same time, my gorgeous Piscelini, you are going to need to understand that there is something else which is going to be revealed at the same time. So it's not only about like kind of, you know, your hard work being paid, your hard work like kind of paying off, but at the same time there are a couple of news, couple of realizations you're also going to have, and this in itself needs to be your guidance, because now you are going to find yourself, my gorgeous Piscelini, to be where exactly you need to be at this stage of your life. Whatever at the end of this week made you feel good, whatever made you feel like a hard work is paying off, and now you just need to think, what is going to be the next step when it comes to this? Because there is something that you are going to need to take on the next level. So it's not only about hard work paying off, but now it's also your sign and a very powerful indication that whatever is paying off as in hard work, you now need to take on the next level. And at the same time, you need to think about priorities, because here, my gorgeous Piscelini, your priority is slowly but surely going to start changing. This hard work, which is going to start paying off, it's also going to be the stage of your life which is going to require more of your energy to put towards it. But that in itself means that you are going to realize that your priorities are slowly but surely going to start changing. So I know that I said at the beginning of this week you are going to have an important compromise, but then at the end of the week, yes, I'm not being funny, but you are going to need to make like a sacrifice here. There is going to be an important sacrifice that you are going to need to make. And the sacrifice that you are going to need to make, you know, is to do with something really specific, and it's to do with something that normally it would scare you and it would make you really worried, but now you're just absolutely, again, not going to be able to do this. You know, like you're just going to become very keen and very eager to go for that particular compromise, to go for that to go for this sacrifice, you know. And the reason why you're going to feel different, of course, because all this is going to be really enlightening. All this is going to be really enlightening, and of course that you're going to be seeing things in a completely different light. And this is something which is, my gorgeous Piscelini, going to be pushing you forward at this stage of your life. Absolutely brilliant indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Piscelini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.